Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I haven't done this in a minute, but today being being the day that I turned 25 years old, I feel like I could get back to it and share a few lessons that I wish I knew. Like I wish I knew this in my early 20s, and they would have been really instrumental for me. So I've written a few notes here in my diary, and I hope I don't know how many they're like I think 10 or something, but let's see where the spirit leads me. So I think the first thing that I would like talk about is how it actually feels. You start feeling like you're now facing your adult years, and like when you're in your early 20s, kidogo you feel like it's I have time. But when you hit 25, now you start feeling like an adult, and the decisions that you make from this point actually matters. And that's how I'm feeling right now. So the first lesson that I wish I knew sooner was there is a distance between what I know and living what I know, right? So the things that you learn from books, you listen to a podcast, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna start doing that, I'm start actualizing that, and then kidogo it doesn't pan out, or it doesn't start playing out in your life like ASAP, or like immediately, or the next day, and you're like, no, that doesn't work. But I feel there's a distance between what you know and living what you actually know. It takes a little bit of time. I remember there's a book I read by Mark Mason, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. I've read that book like 2 or 3 times. It basically says no one is caring what you do or don't do, so you should also stop caring what you think people are caring about. Up until I think recently, I think that's when I started living that knowing. And I think that's a problem that we struggle with in our early 20s, because we think if it's not working right now, when will it start working? So I think if I knew that sooner, I would have taken some of the advices or some of the good teachings that I learned early in mind. So there's a distance between what I know and living what I know, or living the know. So give yourself some grace period. Whatever it is that is in your mind will start manifesting or playing out, or panning out in your real life. Just give it some grace period. Don't give up on it yet. The second lesson that I wish I knew was postpone making life altering decisions in your early 20s. Postpone making those big decisions, because I think I'm still young. There are people who think they're very old at 23 or 20 whatever, and they feel like I can make life-changing decisions now. I would differ with that. I would say postpone making life-altering decisions in your early 20s. Why? Because in our early 20s, that's where the mind and the brain is starting to like grow really fast, and the decisions that you would have made like 1 year before, 1 year later, you're like, yeah, no, that wasn't a good decision. I remember, I think I was like 23 when I was done with like college, and was like, yeah, I'm done with school, I'm getting a good job, I should probably get married. That was the worst. That would have been the worst decision of my life, because now if you brought those ideas to me right now, I'd be like, I need to think about that. I wouldn't jump into it like I would have jumped into it when I was a little bit younger. So postpone making life-altering decisions. While we are still at it, please don't make tattoos in your early 20s. You'll probably regret it down the line. So just that. The other lesson I wish I learned sooner is get it right with God. Really, get it right with God. You might not get it right with the church, you might not get it right with congregants, You may not get it right with your other, faith friends, but get it right with God for yourself, with God and Jesus. Just get it right. If you're a faith person, you're a Christian like me, get it right with God. Get it right with God. And also understand, try to understand who God is, because sometimes we want God to be the miracle worker. I think I was in a season of my life where actually that happened, because I was like, there was a season in my life that God became a miracle worker. He opened doors that they couldn't have been opened otherwise. And now that was another season, and then I got into another season, and I was asking God, the miracle worker, to perform another miracle. And up until later on through that season, that's when I realized that God doesn't want to be a miracle worker for me. He wants to be Jehovah Jireh for me. He wants to provide for me in the midst of a desert, in the midst of scarcity. So I think, and that came with knowing and sitting it, getting it right with God. So in your early 20s, we tend to be wishy-washy and all exploring and but no. When you get it right with God, you get a lot of things right. The other lesson that I wish I was told, or I wish I learned sooner, is date as many people as you can, right? There's this tendency when you're like, I'm too young, I don't want to date if I'm not ready for marriage, or there are people of that school of thought, and I tend to differ with that, because we usually think when you stay out of the dating scene for a long period of time, when you get back to it, the dating scene will have like improved or had a makeover. No, it won't get a makeover. There'll still be a lot of people and a lot of stuff to deal with still in the dating scene. And when you date a lot of people, you get to see people and different perspectives of people, and the ideas and the mentalities of people differently. I would say date as many people as you can, to a point that you start talking to someone and you straight up know that this is about to be a waste of my time, or this is not going to be a good idea. So date as many people as you can in your early 20s. Don't sleep around with them, just date them, go. The other lesson I wish I learned in my early 20s was my mindset is my assets. I wish I tried so much to understand how my mind works. And one thing that I've learned that was so profound is your mind is made to solve problems. So when you don't have like problems, it creates problems in your mind so that it can be useful. So unless you really get to understand how your mind works, I think that would have been, you're never gonna get it right with your life, because your mindset creates your lifestyle. So I wish I learned that sooner. I'm learning it quite late. I wish I learned how my mind works and how to use it for my good instead of against me, because sometimes the biggest enemy is not what people tell you, is not what it's what is between your ears, the distance between this ear and this ear. That's the biggest asset or enemy you can have. So I think that was like, I learned that very reason. So I wish I learned that in my early 20s. I would have invested so much on improving my mindset. I would have put so much effort or intention in trying to make my mind work for me. So yeah, the other lesson I wish I learned sooner is heal. I wish I wish I knew that way sooner, because we spend so much we're in so much trouble and so much shit because we don't want to heal. We don't want to look at our wounds and address them and see them for what they are and heal them. I had a lot of I still working on it, so I still have a lot of trauma, and I wish I learned that soon. I wish I was told, you're not gonna go through life giving excuses of why you act the way you act, why you are reactive and not, I don't know what people should be. But instead of, you can't go through life giving those excuses. I'm who I am. This is how I am. This is what I do. I messed a lot of things up. A lot of things. It's not even relationship wise, even friendships. And a lot of things I messed up because I let my trauma get in the way. My childhood traumas get in the way. And I think I started feeling like I needed to work on it sometime back when I was so pissed for someone critiquing me, and I got so pissed, you'd think someone had shot me. Like, why are you critiquing me? And that's when I realized I need to heal. I need to look at my childhood trauma, my abandonment issues, and look at what triggers me and why it triggers me. And that has been like a game changer. I'm more happier than I used to be, because now I know myself. I know what works for me, what doesn't work for me, what triggers me, what doesn't trigger me. Why am I the way I am? Why do I talk the way I talk? Why do I react the way I react? And that has been like a life-changing something to learn. So even if you don't afford therapy, there are a lot of ways you can look for help. YouTube has all sorts of anything. ChatGPT, just tell ChatGPT what you're dealing with. It's gonna give you the answers, and it's gonna give you not all, but some of the solutions. But my point is, I wish I went back to my wounds sooner. I wouldn't have messed up a lot of things that had nothing to, they had no business being messed up, but because of my traumas, I ended up messing up with them. So yeah, heal. The other thing I wish I learned sooner is to love my journey. Really love my journey. Love my growing up. Love where I came from. Love the parents I grew up with that brought me into this earth. Love the school system that I found myself into. Love the schools that I went to. And I really love my journey, especially when you're growing up and now the people you grew up with, the people you went to school with are having different life journeys. Some are happily married, some are not happily married, some have jobs, some do not, some have careers, some do not, and they're living a better life than those who have careers, and there's no formula for all these things. And we think that if your life was like a little bit different, if you went to University of Nairobi or Harvard, that your life would be somehow better, and God did not know what he was doing when he put you through the journey that he put you through. No, happiness is not coming from the things you didn't have. And I think I realized that a little bit later, that I'm not like, it's not, God wasn't biased to put me through the life that he put me through. The things he didn't give me that I thought would have like made a very big difference in my happiness and my joy and my contentment in life. No. Love your journey. I wish someone told me that sooner. Love your journey. And I think, love your journey. The highs, the lows, the good, the bad, the ugly, the sweet, the I don't want this, I want these seasons. Love it just as it is. It's so special. When you love to love your journey, you tend to be appreciative of where you are, and you realize how just blessed you are for living the life that you are living, and for the journey that God has like laid down for you. So I wish someone told me that the things that I didn't get growing up, the things that I thought would have, because I thought I would be like, go to a very big uni and do a very big career course or whatever. I wouldn't want. Love your life and love your journey so much that you wouldn't wish that it was any different. I wish I learned that soon. The last lesson that I wish I learned sooner is it gets better. It gets better. It gets better. It actually gets better. For some way, shape, or form, things are always working. Things work out, better, or it just gets better. There's a lot of tension when we're in our early 20s. We're like, oh my god, I'm so worried. How is it gonna look like? How it's gonna pan out? I'm running out of time. No, you're not running out. You're not running out of time. You are just on time. And I wish someone told me that, sooner. Because I was so tense. I was so tense in my early 20s. Oh my god, I don't have this, I don't have that. I'm worrying so much into the future that I miss out on the present. And that is a lesson that I learned, or that no, it gets better. You're not running out of time. You have all the time that you need, and it actually gets better. I'm not saying this to make myself feel good, but no, it actually gets better. It actually gets better. So goodbye. I don't know how many of those points are, because but see you in my next video. I don't know, I might shoot my next video when I'm 30, or I don't know. Bye. Subscribe also, and like this video, and engage with it, and let me know what you're learning at your age. You could be 20, 21, 27, 30, 50, 80, whatever it is. Just leave a comment below to tell me what you're learning at your age. Goodbye, and I wish you all the very best.